So you probably saw the title and thought, what the heck? How are we finding our path to business through the love of giving? So we're going to be talking a little bit about that today. I just wanted to bring on my friend Fiona, who's going to be telling us all about that. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Cora Naylor. I'm an energy healer and I facilitate manifestation circles. And today I brought on my friend Fiona from Australia. So how are you today, Fiona?
I'm great. It's like the other side of the world. It's the flip. So my morning is your night and my spring is your autumn or your fall. So yes, it's lovely. And I'm so grateful for social media and connections that I can meet people like you on the other side of the world.
I know. I always feel like I'm time traveling when I'm talking to people from Australia because it's like, oh, what's in the news tomorrow? I feel like it's tomorrow. So, you got the heads up on what's coming that we don't know about yet.
It is a bit like that.
Yeah, but it is great. It's so great to be able to connect with people that if we didn't have the internet, we'd have no way that we would have, there's no way we would have ever met. And so
Okay.
it's so amazing. So I want you to just tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you do?
Well, I've just stepped away from public education. So I've been in education for 32 years and I've had various roles in that. And along the way, I guess as life is, I've come across the plights of people who don't have a voice, and whether that's whether you're in a team and you've got a leadership team who doesn't necessarily listen to your great ideas, and you know that the ideas that are happening in the team are going to make the business better, whether that's in education, whatever the business is. But for whatever reason, the leadership team, snuffles it down. So that has been a passion for me. And it's also like children in the classroom when they've really had something that they wanted to say and a passion that they wanted to follow, and they're just being hampered, and how to draw that out and bring that out to be the best and make them a best person and their community good for it. As an exchange student, when I was 17, I was experiencing life under military dictatorship, where the words that came out your mouth were either life or death, essentially. And that helped me understand the power of language and the power of words and helping people. And we've volunteered around the world in different places and seen the plights of children in Peru and teachers in Peru who didn't get professional development. And I'm now working with a charity called Projects Impact Zambia. And I've got my own charity that supports their charity to enable children to go to school, because in their system's different to ours. And they have a system that all children must have their in school uniform and have their school fees paid up front before they can enter the school grounds. So my charity is essentially around flowers and selling flowers to raise money so that these children can go to school. And then that helps break the cycle of teenage pregnancies and helps them to fulfill their dreams that they would like. And so my businesses that I have, or my business plans that I have, are all based on that, about helping people get a voice out there. So one of my businesses is my BIX Instructional Design, which is about working with leadership teams and leaders and aspiring leaders to help them grow their business with the voice of their staff and their clients. Often we listen to our clients, don't always listen to our staff as well. But our staff are in there as seeing and witnessing everything from their own perspectives and have a really great perspective. So it's about helping leadership teams to create an environment where everybody feels safe to be able to express and say, no, I disagree with that, or actually this is a really good idea, and helping draw out those hidden talents that some of our staff have that you'll never know through a job interview, but they actually have some other hidden talents that will be great for our businesses. So that's part of that. But also in the instructional design, wrapped around that is when you are, as a business owner, trying to sell your product or your service, you're always educating your clients, or as a leader of a business, you're educating your clients and your staff on what you want to do. So even if you've got a really small business that you just employ a VA, you need them to do what you want them to do. And it's about that communication. So that's where I come in and help you with the design of how to do that, so that that communication is there and it's strong and it's open and your business can flourish because you're all on the same page. So that's that part. I have a e-commerce platform that is in the process of ready to be created.
Mm.
But that has like a twofold philosophy behind it as well. One is to create an opportunity where countries like Papua New Guinea and the Pacific Islands and Central Africa, those poorer countries, or the countries that their culture, they function without monetary exchange as such. And for them to be able to get their products out of their country and onto the global market, they need a platform that is affordable for them and helps them and can spread the word for them. So my e-commerce platform is about that. And also there will always be a charity on the front page of this, landing page of where you land as every consumer of it, so that it's getting that voice of charities out there around the world. And there's always someone that a particular charity will appeal to. So that's that emancipation of voices and charities that I'm very passionate about coming through in those two businesses. And my other business is about flowers and growing a flower farm, but that probably won't develop until down the track. I just grow flowers in my own back garden at the moment to sell for raising money for this charity. So it's all that sort of emancipation and charitable notion around all three businesses that I'm passionate about.
Wow, that's amazing. You've got a lot going on, Fiona.
I do.
Yeah, but I do love the work that you're doing, and it is really important. And it's kind of like in businesses, I don't know that they even always realize how important it is to give their employees voices in what's going on, and how, I think if people feel heard and understood, then they're going to be more loyal to the business as well. And the business is going to thrive even more. It's not just the boss saying do, 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 do. Like, it helps everybody when they.
Oh, you're just muted.
Yeah. If they can have that happening, having all the discussion to go on, and just makes it open for everybody. I think that's amazing.
Yes, yeah. So that's my passion is around helping people's voices. And when I did my master's degree, my favourite subject was about emancipatory leadership. Yeah. I didn't even really know what the word emancipation and emancipatory was. I knew it as a person, but I didn't know that feeling or that scenario had that title. And then I was able to connect the two, and I was very excited. So now that's my new favorite word.
Yeah. And with kids, it's even more interesting, because I think in our school system, at least in North America, it's more like, you're just there to absorb and not necessarily to interact. I think they're trying to get kids to interact more, but maybe at home you don't know what's going on at home if they get to do that or not. And if there is a place where they can go and be seen and heard, like, they're just going to absorb that much more.
They absolutely do. In fact, it's the around the research about highest impact teaching strategies, the number one highest impact teaching strategies to get a student from not knowing a concept to knowing a concept and being able to implement it. The highest, fastest way to do it is a thing called two-way dialogic formative feedback, which is essentially helping people have a voice.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's probably partly by getting them to move around a little bit. The old-fashioned school way was everyone had to sit in their seats and do things, but there's so many different learning styles. And if you don't pick up on that, that dialogue doesn't happen either.
It's about the dialogue. Like, what part hasn't made sense to you? What makes it easy? Like, it's just learning and being respectful of each other and building up that environment. Like, to have a little year two tell me, Mrs. Kent, that doesn't make sense to me. Can you tell me how you explained it the other day? Can you tell me that? Can you tell me like that? Just for them to have that confidence and that sense of self to be able to say that. And that's because I created that environment in my learning space for them to be able to express that. And then it's also for me, it's the leader in a classroom or leader in a business to go and be respectful back and go, okay, that works best. And if I want this collaboration of people to be successful, I need to, make sure I know how to use all my working parts, and the children were my working parts. So it's like using a car engine. You need to be able to use all the car engine parts properly and to the way that they work most effectively. So it's that same kind of theory.
Yeah, that's amazing. So for anyone that wants to get in touch with you, Fiona's going to leave some links in the comments with ways that you can reach out to her if you want to chat with her about any of these kind of things. I know she's got a lot going on, and I wanted to quickly also talk to her about my manifestation circles, because Fiona has participated in that, and I know she's got some big dreams going on. And I just was wondering if you could share a few sentences about how that experience was for you.
Oh, look, it goes back more than a year ago when you started sharing with me, like, I've just read this book called The Power of Eight. Do you know about it? And you started your whole sort of excitement and enthusiasm for The Power of Eight and manifestation circles. And I think a long time ago, I put my hand up and said, yes, count me in. I'd love to whenever you start. And it was the most amazing experience. In fact, I've started my own little one here in Australia on my own time zone, because I love the experience so much. I don't have the skill, your extra skills of being able to do some energy clearing along the way. I loved those. I looked forward to that part as well. But what I like most about the manifestation circles is the connection that we all have. And I don't know the correct language around it, to the terminology, but the experience that I have, somebody else in the group will be having too. And every single one of us was connected to the person who set their intention. And then just watching these intentions come to fruition is it's just magical and beautiful. And it's like we all ooh and ah about seeing a rainbow in the sky. Well, this is like seeing like 5 rainbows in the sky for me. This is just so beautiful. And the joy I get from participating in a manifestation circle, and now thanks to you, I've got my own little group here in Australia, on my own time zone doing it, and we just look forward to it every week. It's just beautiful. And you were telling me today that in your group, in your Facebook group, that you're going to be doing some energy clearings. They're just so beautiful. And one of my friends, what she really liked about the way you facilitate manifestation circles, and I just sat there with a big smile on my face watching it happen, is when somebody comes in late, you just welcome them like it was perfect timing. And just make them feel calm and beautiful and like that it's meant to be. And that is just so special.
Yeah, it is. I love the connections. It's always magical, like you say, every time when we're doing those intentions and everyone's sending the energy to the people who are setting the intention, and how our energy overlaps. And, if anybody is interested in this kind of work, whether you want to join one of my circles, or if you're in Australia, you can join Fiona, or just read the book, The Power of Eight by Lynn McTaggart, if you're interested in how energy works and what collective energy can do. Because sometimes the world's a little crazy right now, and you might think, oh, there's not much that one person can do. But if we all had these little circles and we could collectively do things together, we could accomplish a lot of stuff. Like, I know Lynn McTaggart does massive clearings with big groups, like thousands and thousands of people, and you can join hers as well. So she does really big projects, but it's just such a different way to connect and to create little communities. It's just lovely.
And I think you're right about that community. It does create a very strong bond between the people, like the little group of 8 that you started me off in, and the connections with those people. And you feel like your long lost friends in the end, even though you've never met them before.
Yeah, and it happens so quickly. That's the thing that's really interesting. So, and if anyone's interested in some energy clearing, if you haven't done it before, I did create a Facebook group recently, and you're welcome to join it. I'll put the link in the comments. It's called the Positive Energy Collective. And I created that so that I could share that group energy clearing once a week. I'll do them on Wednesdays in Pacific time. And the nice thing is that you can watch it live, or you can catch the replay and still get the benefits from it. And it's just a nice little break midweek, because sometimes we start off strong and then we get stressed out or overwhelmed or start procrastinating. So it's just a little reset and restore in the middle of the week.
They are beautiful. I miss my regular once a week core energy clearing. It was an early Friday morning for me, so to start my Friday and my weekend off just amazing.
Now you can watch it on Friday morning, your time. You can watch the recordings if you hop in the group. So like I said, I'll post my information in the comments. Fiona, will you post her information in the comments if you want to get in touch with her? And thanks so much for hopping on with us today, Fiona. It was great to hear what you're up to.
Thanks for having me. Please ask questions, everybody. Lots of questions.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.